Yeah, Middle Maga coming on in a second. He was on a couple months ago. So let me get this up here and let's get our guy on here in the room. Oh, snap. I almost forgot the music. You guys always reprimand me for not remembering the intro music. This will be uploaded as a podcast later. So let me put on the Call Me Ignorant theme. You know it. You love it. Let's bring Middle Maga on into the room and we'll chat about some stuff. Let's get him on in here.
Let's get it.
Yo, Middle Maga in the building. Hey, man. How's it going?
I'm good, man. How you feeling?
Good. Hey, and so first of all, I want to congratulate you. You were on Tim Pool. So
yeah,
that was awesome. How'd that go? I mean, I watched the episode. What was the experience like?
Oh, it was great, man. Tim's a class act, runs a first-rate business. He's a true businessman. So I was surprised that he would even have me on there in between Matt Gaetz and somebody else more important. Candace Owens was on yesterday, but that's much respect, man. When you look at Tim Pool, to have people who have smaller channels on his show when he could only fit, he could fill it with whoever he wants to. That's much respect to him.
Yeah. So when did you understand? Because I'm big on the inside baseball thing. Like, when did you get the email or the call? Like, what was the process like? Are you allowed to say what it was like?
Well, as long as I don't put them in danger, I think we're good. So I won't do any of that. But Cassandra McDonald, used to go by Cassandra Fairbanks, is their booker. So she's the one that books the guests, and she's open about that. She'll post on Twitter. I think very highly of her. And she reached out. I didn't reach out to get on Tim Pool. I didn't think he would even have me on. But she reached out. She said, "Hey, I think you'll get along with the guys." So I was like, "Well, of course." I was like, "Bet, let's do it."
Of course, yeah.
So
that's
about a month
career thing, yeah.
Yeah, about a month before.
Okay, all right, gotcha. But I saw that you didn't announce it until just a couple days before. Was that kind of strategic or like what? How does that work?
It's probably up to the guest, but I follow the show. I literally watch the show every day so much. It's probably scary how much I watch the show. And they don't announce their guests. So I already knew they don't announce their guests. I was like, I'm not going to announce myself, even though I wouldn't have a big reach or anything. I just wanted to keep it true to the show. And then also, leading up to it, Tim had lost his voice. So I honestly didn't know if he was going to cancel or not.
So you're fans of Tim Pool and Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, I'm a fan of a lot of people. I'm fine with people on the left, populist left too, like Jimmy Dore. And I'm a fan of people who think critically. I don't need to agree with you on everything. I like people who challenge me. That's why I like your show.
Cool.
You got the humor and all that, but you challenge, like, hey, did you think about this? Or what about that?
Nice.
So I like Salty Cracker. That's one of my favorite dudes. Nick Rekieta.
Okay.
Elijah Schaefer.
Do you watch everyone you just listed? Do you watch like all of their content?
Oh, I can't. No, there's not enough time in the world.
Tim Pool
Tim Pool is a staple.
Yep.
Young Rippa, Eric July is a staple.
Yeah. Cool.
Charlie Kirk has become a staple. Well, Nick is pretty much a staple. I missed his last couple, but Nick is a staple too.
Yeah. So do you think, I agree with you. I was about to say in principle, but I should say I just agree with you. I think that having a well-rounded palette, or I guess a bunch of people you listen to, and people that think critically and challenge people, these are all very good things. Do you think that, how do you think, I used to be like that in the sense that there was like 12 different people that I watched, that I watched a lot. And the further right I got, the more, I guess, I don't know if it has something to do with being right wing, but I started to not see the value of the center that much anymore. I'm not really trying to insult you. I know you're kind of a centrist, or you're like in the middle. But what I'm asking you is, what direction do you feel I guess your career over the last couple of years, you've been moving right, but you used to be like an AOC fan. So do you see you becoming further right than you are in the future? Like where's your head at as far as what direction you're going in?
I'm moving further libertarian now, Libertarian Party.
Yeah.
I still rep MAGA. Libertarian Party doesn't have any power. Like MAGA held up the speaker vote in D.C. And Matt Gaetz the other day said, abolish the ATF. That's a libertarian position. Said Marjorie Taylor Greene said the same thing. So there's overlap there with MAGA and libertarians. And so I'm definitely further right, further libertarian. But I like to hear ideas from all spectrums.
Yep.
I'm in the middle, but when it comes to topics, I think I take a hard stance. It's just that my stance might be all over the map,
Yeah.
Depending on the topic.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a type of centrist. That's probably the only type of centrist that's acceptable, right? Because we've got a couple people in the chat that are regulars that identify as centrist, but they're the same types. They'll take a stance on an issue, but they're not a lockstep with a certain party or a certain political leaning. I saw you make a video where I saw you make a video about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I thought the analysis was super spot on. Wait, Oh, he just left.
I messed that up. I apologize.
That's okay. I don't know if you heard the joke I made, but yeah, I was like, oh, he left. He's like, actually, I don't do shows with white supremacists. Sorry, I don't. We don't want your kind here. Okay. So yeah, you made a video about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I thought that that was a really good video, and I kind of clipped a segment from my own stream, and it was called Marjorie Taylor Greene Hated by Both Sides. Because the far left will always hate Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she threw the MAGA caucus under the bus, and that was what you were talking about in your video. So why don't you just talk a little bit about how you saw the way that she kind of played that whole speakership thing?
Yeah, I was very heated at her, as heated as it makes sense to be at a politician you don't know, but I don't know what's going on with her. At that moment, even if she was siding with Kevin McCarthy, she should never throw the courageous 6 or the steadfast 5, whatever you want, or the 21 that held up the speaker vote. I think the core was the 6. You should never, I was pissed at Charlie Kirk too, never should throw them under the bus. You didn't have to throw them under the bus to back McCarthy because he was going to give you whatever you wanted. And it showed her true colors. I'm not going to dwell on it now that we're past it, because it's a good moment and she's on the House committee doing some of these investigations. But I got one eye looking at her like I don't trust her at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely am off the Marjorie train. I mean, I saw her speak at AFPAC last year, and it was cool. It was cool, but I mean, the whole America First crew, now that she's denounced Nick Fuentes,
I know.
It's now that she doesn't really have. Well, the thing is, it's just a shame because right wingers keep doing this, where they will always be hated by the left. Always, they call normal people. I wouldn't be, they'd probably call you a white supremacist, man.
Yep.
Yeah, so why would you ever play ball with them and disavow the far right when now you're just in the center and the bad center? Being a centrist as a politician, that's weird because it's you have to. Well, what do you think about McCarthy?
Oh, I'm not a fan at all. He's a weasel, man. He's a great politician. We've got to separate these things. He's morphed from the young gun, Paul Ryan type establishment dude to, hey, there's this movement coming that's like the Tea Party, but much more refined, much more energy. They have a true mascot, which is, or maybe was, Trump. That's a different topic. But he's like, I got to get in with them. So I'm going to start doing this type of stuff. I mean, part of the reasons the midterms didn't turn out the way we wanted it to was because of Kevin McCarthy.